gang, gang. Hey, nothing but love and respect. You might have some cool fans, but mine are the best. We've been through it all, went to war when duty called. Never left a man behind, we move as one is super strong. I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the darkness, but they're the light that I needed to see the road that we walk in between the angels and demons. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Beat you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. I guess we need each other like both sides of the battery. We the army, we the homies, we the gang, we the cavalry. We're brothers and sisters, we hold it down like we gravity. Can't nobody break the bond that made us all family.
Me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. It's the game till forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip in the hate. We got I don't give a fuck in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang.
Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part? This upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com. Hey everyone, meteorologist Tuttle with you. It is about 9:40 here on a Wednesday, so thanks for joining me this hour. We're going to talk about the weather because, believe it or not, got some weather to talk about. It's fresh from the storm system's coming in fresh from Canada, so it knows what it's doing, right? It's going to bring in some cold weather, and then it's going to bring in the upper level energy that we need. We'll show you where that is going to happen. How much snow looks like we might end up getting here across Oklahoma. Who's going to see it? Who's going to be missed out? All that kind of stuff. So thanks for being with me here for tonight. Make sure you like and share this video. Hit the old buttons on Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you like, subscribe. You know the drill. You know, if you're on social media at all, you know you got to press all these buttons. That way the algorithms know that you're interested, and then they go and they show you the content that you really want. Outside right now, it's cold, but this isn't bad. 44 degrees here on my backyard Tempest weather station. So if you'd like to get one of these, you can hit the QR code at the top right of your screen, save a few bucks using my promo code. But otherwise, we're going to expect these temperatures to be pretty decent for about the next, let's call it 36 hours, maybe even 48. Not quite 48. Yeah, it depends on where you live. And then the bottom drops. So that's the way it goes. But I think we can handle it. I think you guys know what's happening here this time of the year. I see you, David, throwing me some stars tonight. I appreciate you, sir. Okay, so let's go with, not that one. That'll confuse you. Not that one. Let's go to this one. All right. So first thing first, let's go ahead and get the temperatures out of the way and the time of arrival for that. So again, tomorrow in the afternoon on Thursday, we're talking 50s and 60s all across Kansas and Oklahoma and some 70s down in Texas. So it'll be nice in general for a wintertime day, even Arkansas getting some 60s, okay? So that's not the big story. Friday itself, we're also going to rebound back into the 50s. Maybe a few degrees cooler due to the increase in clouds and whatnot. So definitely, if you're picking the litter, Thursday is it. Now, if you look at Friday evening, there is a line. It moves fast. Draw it right here for you. So watch this little blue colors. This is actually the really good cold stuff coming in. This is Friday evening, 6 o'clock, all right? Well, by the time we head into midnight, it's now beginning to press into the panhandle way out there west of Oklahoma. And then as we head into the Friday night, let's see, about 3 o'clock in the morning, it's already northwest Oklahoma. And typically, these little Arctic air masses usually move a little faster than what the models indicate, by usually a few hours. So by daybreak on Saturday morning, it's got it through Oklahoma City at 32 degrees. So that's kind of the first taste. And again, likely it might come in a couple hours earlier than that. It is only Wednesday, so that's their best guess right now. But on Saturday itself, we're going to be into the 30s across the state. So it's not nearly as brutal as we've seen with the last couple of cold fronts. So that's the good news here. If you really want some brutal stuff, it's up here in Iowa, eastern Nebraska. We're going to be in the 30s, though, all day on Saturday, which is, of course, where you need to be to get a little bit of that snow, right? Okay, so now that you know the temperatures aren't going to be brutal, they're going to be doable. By the way, here's Sunday morning in the 20s. Just kind of give you an idea that it will get a little colder from Saturday night into Sunday. All right, now here's a look at the upper levels of the atmosphere. Let's start you off with the jet stream pattern. Now, in this path, we're going to have the ridge of high pressure out here to the west. And what happens is you get the, let's draw this guy here. We'll get the air that flows clockwise around a high. So the jet stream pattern goes in this direction. So you'll see all this energy kind of circulate around this fashion. Well, we're going to watch for some of this stuff coming across Canada to go due south, right across the plains. And honestly, I can't recall seeing an upper level low drop due south like that. So this is going to be interesting to see if that actually verifies. But here we go with time. All right, here it comes, zipping right out of central Canada. Okay, so this is Friday morning. It's a fast mover. Okay, so there's Friday midday. Here's Friday in the afternoon. It's got upper level low now. It's already kind of closed off right here across South Dakota. You know, I just posted a blog, by the way. You can get to that blog on my website, AaronTuttleWeather.com. You can also get to it on my social media accounts. But in that blog, I talk about a travel with a U-Haul coming from Canada through this mess. And it took me forever to get through the Dakotas. It's going to take this storm system about like 2 hours. I wish I could move that fast. Anyway, so what's going to happen here? That little low is going to continue its track down to the south. You notice how it's dropping due south. Normally they never move due south like that. This is a crazy pattern for it. But it's kind of being aided by the way the jet stream is structured. So that's the curious part. So this is Saturday morning. All right, this is mid-morning, then this is the afternoon. So it really opens up here across the heart of Oklahoma. So now typically, if you want snow, you want to be in the vicinity of that upper level low. And you want to be, unfortunately, there's not a lot on the west side of it. There's some little wraparound flurries and stuff, but most of the action is from the center part of the low to the east. So that puts the favorable quadrant, for the really good stuff, would have to be basically I-35 and then kind of in this corridor here. All right, so that's where you're looking at the best potential for accumulating snowfall. So that's the pattern it's setting up now. Now, if the low shifts a little more to the east, that kind of takes parts of central Oklahoma out of it. Maybe west of I-35, for example. If the low shifts west, say into the eastern Texas Panhandle, well, that puts more of the bullseye on across Oklahoma itself. So a little waver in that track can make a difference in where the snow line ends up being. But regardless, that's on Saturday afternoon, and it kind of hugs along the Red River, deepens. In other words, that means strengthens as it heads into North Texas for a little bit, and then continues. All that color you see on the map is lift in the atmosphere. So it's really going to squeeze out that precipitation from the sky and help to generate some decent snowfall for some of you. Anyway, that'll move on off here. This is by Sunday morning across, it's out of Louisiana and Arkansas now. And eventually, though, this guy is going to head right up here to the east, like it always usually does, and provide a foot or two of snow for these people. They love these kind of storm systems. All right, we just get a taste of them. All right, so let's look at the upper levels of the atmosphere, how that's breaking out. All right, now down the surface, let's go. So we talked about the timing of the cold front coming in late Friday night, early Saturday morning. It should have a little bit of light rain with it, with the passage of that front, a little bit, ahead of the front itself. So a little bit of light rain Friday night. Not a big deal as far as accumulation goes, just enough to kind of get the ground wet. Then we see that snow dipping out of Nebraska and on into Missouri. So yes, Missouri is getting a taste of this. More rain in Arkansas. This is Saturday morning now. So remember, here's where the upper level low starts to move into western and central Oklahoma. So what happens is it starts to pull the precipitation down with it. So you do see the blue on the map, which indicates snowfall here across the state for central and eastern Oklahoma. So that's the way it looks for the rest of Saturday afternoon. Here's Saturday evening. It starts to move out of Oklahoma by midnight and then pressing on in through Arkansas. Some heavy snow. The darker the blue here, the heavier the snow. So parts of Arkansas could really get pretty lucky if you guys are wanting some really heavy snow. All right, so that you've got the better shot at seeing very heavy accumulating snow. Now, when I do look at the ensembles of the European model, which is the model I'm going with this event, I looked at all of them, and I like it the best. A lot of its members are saying same thing, which is good. So it's a confidence builder, and a lot of its ensembles as far as the mixture of rain and snow with the event. Okay, so I know what you want, snowfall totals, right? Well, let's just show it to you. So remember, keep in mind, this is only Wednesday, so this is going to change. The models are indicating the atmosphere is our typical snow ratio, which is 10 to 1. All right. So in other words, if you had, we'll get really excited. If you had an inch of rain, that would equal 10 inches of snow. In other words, an inch of water liquid equivalent. But we're not going to get an inch of rain. but we might get an inch of snow. Or maybe some of you might be a little tad bit higher here across parts of central Oklahoma. And I looked at a lot of different outputs. The Canadian is the most bullish on the outcome of more snow. So there is a chance we have a little bit more. But the real favorite area, the take home, and it didn't really show too well on this map because each model is going to say something different. But the take home that I liked in all the data was this eastern fifth of the state, from just east of Tulsa to the rest of the Arkansas border, was the most favored area where you could see a few inches of accumulating snow. We're talking 3 or 4, maybe even 5. Just depends on that track of that low and how things go and how it deepens. But here in Arkansas, it wasn't even a question. It's just all the models loved Arkansas for significant snowfall, up to an inch in some of the areas. So, and I'm assuming a lot of this is orographic, and since I don't live out there, so I'm not familiar with the terrain on the meteorology side of things for forecasting as to the favored areas for higher snowfall totals than others. Check out your local guys that should know that information to kind of help you out pinpoint. But the models do try to do a good job at that, at picking out where the highest snowfalls will be based off of terrain due to the way the winds shift around that environment. But you do see, even out in the southwestern part of the state, there's at least some flurry activity out there. So that's good. So most of the state should see at least some snow across Oklahoma. Now, keep in mind, it's Wednesday night. We'll do a live tomorrow and or Friday for the newest data to see if these amounts are changing. And I do hope they go up a little bit. Potential's there, so we'll see. But remember, some of us will melt. Even though the ground temperatures are cold, they're not that cold. All right, so we've got 27 to about 30. And the models have 35. That may be more like a midnight temperature for Sunday. For Saturday. And then otherwise just a cold day in the 20s and 30s. And then on Sunday, we start out cold, a little bit of light snow on the ground here in Oklahoma City. We rebound, though, if fingers crossed, if things go well. We'll probably hit the low 40s. And after that, we kind of rebound pretty quick, but it's our standard, up and down roller coaster ride where you can have shorts and coats side by side in your wardrobe. On Tulsa, same idea. The chillier of the days will be on Saturday. It has a little colder for you on Sunday. You're a little bit more in the colder air for the afternoon high. Plus, you might have a little bit more snow in your area than here in Oklahoma City. But we'll see how all that plays out. All right, so that's it. That's what I had for you. That was the latest. So that's hot off the presses. That's the first I looked at any weather at all. So, and I explained that in the blog. Jody and I were gone in Canada, so we had to go get her stuff out of storage. She had about 3,500 pounds worth, so we loaded into a U-Haul in minus 20 degree weather. Oh, it was so brutal. It was so bad. I don't know how people up there live. Honestly, I couldn't live up there. I'm just telling you right now. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. It's miserable, man. None of those people are angry. 6 months of the year, man. But no, actually, they have a pretty good attitude, believe it or not. It's just part of life, man. If you grew up that way and that's the way you live, then you're used to it. I of course, am not, so that was a shocker. And then the next day, when I'm driving that U-Haul, and the ice and snow, by the way, because there's a ton of it up there on the roads in Canada, of course, they all know how to drive up there. It's not even a problem, right? Well, you got a southern boy up there in a 26-foot truck. Man, that's a little nerve-wracking. So, yeah, even though we loaded up with weight, it's still, it's not like it's an off-road machine. So, just standard tires. But anyway, so we did the trek through that area in minus 45 degree wind chill. Oh, it was so cold. And then I'm surprised the truck even started and then even drove in that environment. And we drove through the Dakotas on down south. So, it was definitely a trip to remember. But I made it back safe and sound, and I'm back here with you guys to look at this weather now for the rest of this week. So I will take another peek at model data again tomorrow, and we'll probably do it live. If so, it'd be right around 9:15 to 9:30, somewhere in that time frame I usually shoot for. And then we'll kind of see if the amounts have changed any. So thanks for following, thanks for liking, thanks for watching, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for the stars on Facebook. Several of you threw many of them my way. So thank you, Sam and Darla, Ron. See you. I'm going to get out of here. Oh, by the way, on YouTube, thanks again for chiming in for you guys. And let me see real quick. I see you, Scorpio, by the way. So YouTube has you listed as a top fan. So I don't know how you got there, but congratulations. So I noticed YouTube's been doing that lately. Let me just look at a couple comments, and then I'll turn you guys loose. See if you got any quick questions I can answer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's with me on dealing with the cold. I hear you, brother. Forget that. Oh, I always forget to do this. There's so many things that go on in my head. All right, on Facebook, if you don't get notified when I go live or it comes in late because the AI doesn't really do its job, you can click this link I just posted, and you can sign up to get direct notifications from me through your Facebook Messenger. So if you do that, then that way you don't miss a broadcast. I had a couple hundred of you get a message tonight that I was going live. So if it's one of those deals you don't want to miss one because it doesn't always work for you, you want to hit that. And that's including for you guys on my Facebook group page. Same deal. It used to notify you, and then it stopped, and that irritated me, so I had to find a workaround. So this is really the best way to get notified. Of course, you could also do YouTube, tap the bell, and then let it notify you, and then you can go back to Facebook to watch live if you'd like to do it that way. So you can comment and stuff like that. And just use YouTube for its notification feature. So there's many ways you can do this to get the information that you would like and need. All right, let me scroll through on Facebook here. A couple posts or a couple comments. Stephen Benzel, man, you're late, brother. You are so late to the party. You missed the whole party. I wear shorts every day, Ron. Flip-flops. You're crazy. Sherry's watching. Good to see you. Let's see. So it's funny. We had a little snow last weekend. Well, not we as in you guys, but me as in me and Jody, and then we'll have some snow this weekend. So maybe I'm going to bring the snow wherever I go every weekend. How about that? There is, by the way, I did look at the long-term data briefly, just a sneak peek, and there are some more signals, just so you know, before this month is up, of a couple more events that one may end up being just a bit of rain, cold rain, and one, come toward the end of the month, may end up being a pretty big winter storm maker. So we'll see. And John Fabian did not like my music intro. That's too bad, John, because that music literally is a shout out to all of you. So anyway, not everybody's a big fan of Tom. I get it. Let's see. Anyways, that was it. Just scrolled through a couple of the comments. Lori, you have been around for a while, so yes, glad to have you. And you know what's funny is some people think that I was still on Channel 5 not long ago, or like just recently. It's so wild when I meet people in public that said that don't understand that I haven't been on Channel 5 since 2007. But because I think maybe because I transitioned over to this, they still see me in the space, so they still put two and two together. But I always find that fascinating. Let's see. Susie was born in Alaska, then landed in Oklahoma a few years back. So my mom watches you from Alaska. See what kind of nasty tornadoes are in my area. You tell her I got you covered. Make sure you use my weather app, and you tell her to use it too. She wants to see exactly how cold it's going to be up there. Let's see. I would like to see the shorts and flip-flops worn in Canada. Oh my goodness. This time of the year? Well, you know, the guy that helped us move, Jack, he was being a funny duddy. He decided to take his coat off, and he just had a t-shirt on underneath and said, "This is all I need. I'm a man's man." This dude, listen, he was sweating because he was working so hard, where the sweat, he had his hair was cut really short, so the sweat from his hair would freeze instantly into white ice crystals all over his hair, his face. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Steam coming off his head. He was a trooper, man, but he's a funny dude. Anyway, so I'm thankful for him to help me load that truck. Lauren, thank you for the stars tonight. Appreciate you, ma'am. Let's see. So I think that's about it for me. Again, we'll do another live tomorrow evening. And until then, guys, sleep well. Enjoy. And we'll talk about some more snow a little bit later on. All right, you guys take care. Good night.